Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I have a really interesting question when it comes to this whole Finn controversy. Now, as I was literally in the middle of an 18-minute video. I would have had to edit the heck out of it, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to look at all the comments that I saw on Facebook, all the comments that I saw on Reddit, all the comments I saw on the forum, kind of make a post and say, this is what everyone's saying. And there's one thing that a lot of people are saying, that they want a Zeta out of this. Now, if you go through and you look at the commentary of the Finn change, they are not going to be doing a Zeta rework. They're not going to be giving us a Zeta in return. Whether the kit is better or worse, was a very interesting comment that I found on Reddit, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. It says, the fact they're not refunding Finn Zeta is farcical. Now, I love the use of the word farcical because to me it sounds like fart, but it's a great word. But the original poster brings up a very interesting point. Whether CG thinks he is nerfed or not doesn't matter. We put a Zeta on him expecting something, and now it is something else. Even if it turns out to be better, we should be given the opportunity to choose to Zeta him again. And before you say anything, this original poster continues, I Zetaed him way before C-3PO came out. He was one of my first Zetas, so I am not complaining because I Zetaed him to abuse the raid. Now, this is a very interesting question, and it brings up one question that I want to leave with you guys. Should Zetas, should gear, should the things that we put on our characters be undoable? Now, back in the day, when you were thrown on Omegas, you had to be very careful, because if there was no "Are you sure you want to do this?" button, that was a little frustrating for some of us. For me, who would just get really tap crazy and throw tons of Omegas on just the stupidest people. But it brings up an interesting question. Could we or should we be able to do that? Now, I personally am kind of thrown here right in the middle. Yes, I think that it would be a very valid point or very valid thing for players to be able to maybe pay a penalty, 25, 15, 25, 50 crystals to take a Zeta from one character and to put it on another. I think that would be a really cool way to, if you put one on, you tried him out, and you just really didn't like the way that he worked or she worked with your kit or whatever, I think that's beneficial. I really do. Now, again, because this is a game that is completely about mod allocation and resource allocation, I think that it should probably come with a penalty, right? They do ask you whether or not you're sure about it, and I like that. I think that's a great thing. We didn't always have it. I remember back in the day when we didn't have that, and yeah, it's sucked. Again, I did it a lot. At the same time, because this is a game of resource allocation, because this is a game of strategy, I do think that could potentially undercut the choices that we make. Also, I think that it could really make this game become very fluid when it comes to metas, when it comes to different stuff. I like the idea of putting a Zeta on a character and not being able to remove it, simply because I'm then stuck. And I have to use that character to the best of my ability. Same thing with other people. If they accidentally put one on, I think there's a way for you to actually go through and have it removed via the help tip line or whatever. It comes down to, I'm choosing to put my characters, I'm choosing to put my Zetas on specific tunes. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to eat that until that character becomes more viable. Now, that's not always going to be the case. If you look at, I think Bodhi Rook has a Zeta, and it's quite possibly one of the worst Zetas in the game. Now, Bodhi's probably one of the worst characters in the game, but the idea is the same. Most Zetas have a use somewhere. Bodhi's doesn't because he's terrible, but everyone else has a use somewhere. So I ask you that question. Now I know the original poster here wasn't talking specifically about being able to remove them, but that is a question that popped up as I read this. Should we be able to remove them for a penalty? Is that something you'd like to see? Leave a comment in the section below. Yes for yes, no for no, and wherever in between. Like, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. What do you think about the changes to Finn? I'm hesitant, but optimistic. We still don't have all the characters from episode 8. We still are missing a few from episode 7. And episode 9 is a year away. What are we going to see? Who are we going to see? This kit, quite possibly, could be the best thing to happen to Finn. Maybe it's not. I do think only time will tell. Right now, the question is, should players have the option to remove gear and Zetas, or even Omegas, just all the way back? Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.